All right, what's going on, everybody? We're going to get started. Let's here. There we go. How's everybody doing? Can you guys hear me? We're going to get it going. It is, yeah, I'll be honest. I'm kind of tired. It was a long day for me today. Had a lot of stuff to do, honey-do list stuff. So, it was nice. I think everyone in our group, we did at least get into two positions. EG, Sam called out that great EG setup that we've been honestly waiting for probably like 3 weeks. And then NZD CAD came through pretty nicely. And then those of us that are still holding CAD, JPY, and Odd CAD, obviously those are just doing their thing. That's what trading, honestly, that's what my trading is ultimately going to be. It's positioning myself in some positions and going from there. All right. Let me see. Is Victor jump on this call yet? I don't know if he's going to jump on or not. We'll see. All right. If you guys are looking at something and you want me to take a look at it and we'll kind of like brainstorm on it, throw it in the chat. If not, I'm going to run through the list of stuff that I'm looking at and why. And then we'll go from there. Alrighty. It is Tuesday. Obviously, yesterday we had some really good moves, and today we had some awesome moves as well. All right. Let's see. Yeah, I got the ECAD one already. I pulled that one up. US 30. Yeah, I mean, we could look at US 30. I have something on a buy for US 30, but it's nowhere near. All right, we'll look at it. All right, gold. Man, I don't know. I don't know if I want. All right, we'll take a look at gold. I'm gonna have to. We'll have to do a top down on it, but no biggie. We'll go from there. All right. Yeah, this EuroCAD, man, this was the biggest waste of my time today. We'll review EuroCAD. I don't know if David's on the call. Let me see if David's on the call. David, I think, put it out in our Discord group. If you guys aren't in our Discord group and you want to be in our Discord group, I'll tell you right now, it's not a signals group, right? Like we're not just giving out signals. We're sharing our chart ideas, and obviously it's up to you to decide where you want to enter and where you want to put your risk. But I definitely think it's some good education on Wyckoff for those that are learning it. If someone in the group can just throw the link in there for people that don't have it, I'm guessing everybody should have it because that's where I posted the Zoom link. But yeah, we'll go through it. We'll just do a quick recap of everything we're doing. Yeah, there it is. Thanks, bro. Yeah, there we go. All right. So real quick, let me just recap what we're in. So Odd CAD. Like I don't know what the heck Odd CAD's doing here. I tried hedging a buy, but it just didn't work out. I'm just going to delete this because this is no good. It did come into that point of interest that I wanted it to, but it just didn't give me a buy. It was at the wrong. I woke up too late for it. But everyone that's in Odd CAD still from the top, right up here in this 1 minute, 5 minute / distribution. I'm holding. So I took partials on one position. The rest is history. All right. The rest is history. I'm just going to let it ride out. So I was doing a Zoom call with one of the guys I'm mentoring today. And ideally, this is my goal. So just so you guys can have an idea of why I truly like this strategy, and why I only risk 0.25%, right? So I have an FTMO funded trader account. It's $100,000 account, right? And that account has some rules you have to abide by. Okay. I risk 0.25%, so it's $250. I risk $250 on my $100,000 account. So this position right here that I got in off this distribution schematic, just to give you an idea, it was a 4.3 pip stop loss, right? Where ideally I'm targeting, I'm targeting Odd CAD, all right, is this weekly decisional candle right here. Okay. That is ultimately where I want to take it to. Will it get there? Maybe, maybe not. I honestly don't know. But it is a logical area for us to do it. Now, this is probably going to take 2 to 3 months. All right. But I'm okay with that. And the reason I'm okay with it is this, I'm going to tell you. All right. So this is our low. We broke structure, made a new high, and we haven't pulled back, right? We haven't had a pullback. This is 50% of the move. So even if we go to 50% is ideally where I want to take it to. All right. On the daily time frame, obviously we have these two daily areas that potentially could be demand zones if price does react from it. So I have that in the back of my head. Either way, that's still like a 300 pip move for where we got in. All right. But if we do get down to the weekly candle, right? If we do get down to the weekly candle, this is why I like this strategy. This is why I do it. All right. And this is why I only risk 0.25% because I could take a lot of losses, right? $250. I take 20 losses and I'm only down $5,000. All right. So on this position here, right? On this position here, $250 is what I'm risking. All right. 8,600 is that weekly open candle. All right. It's 1,000 pips. All right. By risking $250, I have a 232 to 1 ROI. And that translates to a $58,244 profit. All right. So that's why I'm okay with holding it because I'm going to turn my $250 into 58,000. All right. It's a $100,000 account. I'll make $58,000 profit. All right. So like a lot of people are impatient about holding, especially if you can let it run. Now, obviously I'm not holding the full volume. So I'm not going to be making 58,000 on it. All right. But I am going to be scaling in and out. So if you can position yourself in these moves, right? That's ideally what it's about. Okay. That's going to take probably 3 months. Let's fast forward to, I think those of you that were on the call, maybe like 3 weeks ago, you guys saw that I caught Chef JPY, right? I caught Chef JPY down here, right? Off this accumulation schematic, right? Obviously off the test, I closed out off this candle at a 1 to 19. And then off of this move here, I took a 1 to 25 partials. Okay. This was a 1.4 pip stop loss. All right. Again, risking $250, right? $250. And my targets, right? My targets were, come on. I don't know if you guys have noticed, man, TradingView has been just lagging. All right. My targets were to make a new H4 high, which was up here. All right. And then I wanted to trade into this institutional candle here. All right. So and you could see Chef JPY went further, but that was only 300 pips. That was a $55,000, almost $56,000 profit if you held the whole volume. Okay. Off a $250 risk. And realistically, this thing only took 2 weeks because where my entry was to where it hit take profit was 12 days, 17 hours. All right. So 2 weeks, that's what it was. Now I didn't hold the whole volume. I was trying to scale in and out and it just got the better of me. All right. I was trying to get another position off of this 30-minute. It reacted off of this one. So I never got a second entry in where I wanted it. And then this entry just happened when I was sleeping. So it is what it is, but that's ultimately the power of this strategy, man. For those of you that are starting out, you're going to take a lot of losses. All right. I realistically, I think I have one of the higher winning percentages on it just because I've really revitalized my confirmations. But I still lose 4 out of 10 of my trades, right? I'm only 60% accurate, but out of those 60%, if I can get 2 of them that are runners, oh boy, you know what I mean? That's what I want. I want these runners. Okay. I thought I had it this morning on an ECAD, but ECAD decided to want to play shenanigans. So anyway, AuDCAD, I'm holding. Ideally, I would like to see us trade into this 2-hour candle right here. All right. I want to see if we can trade into this 2-hour candle. It's kind of just lollygagging here. All right. We did make a new H4 low. So our range now is this is our high. Come on. There we go. This is our high. Now this is our low. So everything in here is fair game. So if we break this low, then obviously we're not coming back to this. Okay. But this is my first area that I want to take a look at. Do you set TPs like No. I don't, on this, I have open TPs. There's no TP set on this. I've already taken my partials. My first partials that I took, and I know for most of you guys that have been watching it, my first partials that I took, I wonder if I still have the chart. No. All right. It is. Let me see, which one is it? Bear with me. Give you guys an idea how I journal too. So I back everything up and I print it out, right? So I back it up in my computer. I have all the screenshots of it and then go. All right, hold on. I got to catch up with this real quick. What was the R to R to that? On what? R to R on which one? Oh, you see it? Okay, good. Swinging your way to the bank. You know it, man. Listen, but that's the goal. If I can literally jump into a position. Oh, here it is. This is the chart I wanted to show. So if I can jump into a position on a Monday and hold it for 2-3 weeks and make 100 to 1 ROI on it, that's all I need, right? Think about the time that I don't need to spend on the charts, the time I need to risk on the charts. All right. Do you have any sessions on IM or YouTube that you recommend? Yeah. So honestly, like I'll tell you, just jump on IM, jump on Zach McDonald sessions, or jump on Mike Navarrete sessions. Those are the two educators that I've learned from that, like I occasionally jump on their sessions. Actually, if you guys are in IM and you didn't watch Mike Navarette's Sunday, 6 p.m. Eastern session, me and him did a Q&A. I would highly recommend everyone jump on it. The feedback from it, everyone really got a lot of value from it. So I would definitely say for you guys to watch it. And I've jumped on Zach McDonald sessions and kind of gone over some stuff as well. Honestly, I don't remember where they were, but Zach, in my opinion, is probably the best market structure guy to follow. That's how I learned mine. All right. Wyckoff is news. No. Wyckoff isn't news. Wyckoff is understanding the actual market institutional order flow. All right. And yeah, it just takes a while to understand what you're seeing. Okay. If you guys aren't, I'm just going to I'll throw this one plug in real quick. If you guys are not, on my YouTube channel, I post a lot of good value on there. Eventually I'm going to be taking it down. So I would recommend you guys, jump on it and watch the videos. If you're new to Wyckoff, I did in my opinion, I think it was a pretty good explanation of Wyckoff. Here's the YouTube channel. I would definitely recommend you guys jump on it. Oh, thanks, man. Thanks. I'm glad you got it because I didn't have it saved on Go Live. All right, let's see. I watched it. It was okay. Good. Awesome. Yeah. Perfect. Yeah. So I would definitely recommend watch that introduction to Wyckoff. All right. So, but let's get into AutoCAD real quick. So back on November 15th, this is where I wanted to target, right? Out of that distribution that I saw starting to form out, right? So I was targeting, we had equal lows and clearly an institutional candle that FU'd, took liquidity and ran up. So that was 94.57 was where I was targeting. That's where I wanted to get to off the bat. And you can see 94.57 is where where I wanted to take it to, and you can see where it went to. It went to 94.56.9. So that's where I took my first partials, right on the dot, and it was off of this. There was a 15-minute candle in here. All right, but there was clear. It was clean. Equal lows. It FU'd and ran off. So yeah. That's where I took my first partials. The rest I'm holding. I'm going to hold the rest. I took 25% off. I'm going to hold 75%. And my next targets are going to be down into these daily candles, which is another 100 pips. All righty. So to just recap, that's all CAD. All right. So CAD-J. Again, one of the things I'll definitely recommend to everyone, because I know a lot of people get stuck on just looking on lower timeframes for schematics, is understand structure, right? Know what the heck is going on with the actual price action before you start looking at schematics, because I'll tell you right now, you're going to burn yourself out looking for schematics on a 1 minute time frame all day long. All right. Typically what I like to do is I do a top down, and I update it. I keep it. I use the text notes here, and all the pairs that I'm currently trading or stuff, I write down what the top down is and some of my notes that I would ultimately copy and just throw in to my journal. All right. But like on the weekly time frame, you could see like we're in this descending channel. And we have this really clean weekly candle that's just blaring at us. But you can see this is our weekly high, weekly low. All right. So we are bearish on the weekly time frame on CADJ. All right. But I do want to see us trade up at least into this. And if we could pop above it, oh boy, I'm holding that CADJ for a while. All right. On a daily time frame, though, if we understand what's going on, this is the weekly high, the weekly low. This is a complex pullback, right? This is our complex pullback. This is the market ultimately just trading on the daily time frame back up into a premium price to potentially sell off. And you can see in that weekly candle is our 88.6. All right. So if I'm following order flow was bullish, right, to take us up there. So why not buy it up there and then set up for a sell? So, what happens up in here is typically I'm going to be looking for a schematic to pull out and ultimately try to sell it down. I wanted to trade that, but never got an entry. You never got an entry? Oh, come on, Sam, man. I'll show you. I mean, we'll go over. Yeah. I think everyone that was in the group, I had posted out that 1 minute entry. And it just never came back to us, man. Never came back to us. Learning complex pullbacks really helped me a lot. Yes. Understand that you're just in the pullback, and sometimes you just have to wait for what's going to happen. So on a 4 hour, right? On a 4 hour, I tried to get in here on this accumulation. Didn't happen. And then, I'll kind of go through where I took my entries. All right. But ultimately I got an entry here and I have an entry here. Okay. And obviously you can see what we did. We made a new higher high on the 4 hour. So on the 4 hour, I'm expecting what? We just made a new high. I'm expecting us to now return back to a discounted price to buy up some more. Okay. What is a pullback? Oh boy. A pullback. So it's a retracement, right? It's a retracement. Price expands, right? So if price expands, it needs to pull back to expand again. Or if it is on a sell side, it still expands. There's a retracement or a pullback before it comes down again. All right. So you have to understand where you are in the cycle. All right. Are you in the expansionary move? Are you in the pullback or the expansionary move? Okay. And knowing that in the structure is key. On CADJ, we break the daily break of structure. I believe we did, man. I believe we did, because that's why I got into the buy. Definitely. You can see this point, right? Actually, hold on. We'll go to it. Don't worry about it. So this was my confirmation for this entry, right? So on the 4 hour, obviously you can see what we did, right? So before I show you the entries, what I just want to go over is have yourself a playbook. For any of you guys that played sports, right? Anytime you went into an opponent's week, you always watch game film on them, right? You wanted to know their weaknesses. You wanted to know how they played. You wanted to review your past performances, right? You want to have a game plan, have a playbook. So for me, I have 2 points of interest typically that I'm looking at, right? Is it late to get in on this position? On CADJ? Yeah, just wait. There's no position yet. So on CADJ, we understand that this is now the new low, right? The H4 lower low, and we just made a new high. So if price comes all the way back to here, right, I'm still okay to look for buys, right? It's only until we break this low that we have now changed market structure on the H4. Okay. So for me personally, this here has been mitigated. All of this has been mitigated. The only thing that I personally have, I have this area right down here, and I have a position that I'm looking at somewhere in here on the lower time frame. Okay. EN, throw your chart. If you have a chart, throw it in the chat and we'll just kind of look over your chart. I'll be honest, I don't mark up EN because my spreads are way too crazy for it. Like on my personal broker, EN is like a 5 pip spread. And when I'm trying to take a 1.5 pip stop loss entry, it kind of defeats the purpose to, you know, cut my R to R in a, you know, by 400%, you know. Okay, but going back to CADJ here, right? So we're just walking this up. That's essentially all we are doing with this bad boy. All right. Okay. Yeah, that's all we're doing with this. So let's fast forward over here, and I'm just going to walk you through how we traded this thing. Oh, go back. There we go. Okay. So looking at this, this is a nice schematic here. You can see my note, no trade, confirmations weren't met. The test, right? The test left equal lows off the spring. All right. So this was our test right here. Let me just show you. All right. So looking at market structure, we made a low, we pulled back and made a high. And then what do we do? When we made another low, which is the spring right here, for me to get into this entry, I now need price to break structure. So this here was not an entry for me. All right. Now I would potentially look, there was a 5-minute candle in here that we left equal lows here, which was a nice entry. Okay. The only problem was it happened during London session and I was sound asleep. So this was the ideal entry because internal structure we broke, right? You could see this, we did go above, right? We did go above here. And then obviously all of this broke above internal structure. So the pullback came right into the 5-minute candle, right? And the 5-minute candle kind of looked like this. Let me just show you guys. What is your broker highest spread? I can't also trade some there's a spread. Yeah. So if it's, I'll tell you right now, for me, if it's over 2 pips, I don't trade it. I don't trade it at all. Okay. But you can see the 5-minute candle right here, right? That 5-minute candle, that's where we traded right into, right here. It came in once, sprung, and this is just an ugly accumulation schematic, but you can see selling climax, secondary test in B, the spring, test of the spring, and then off we went, you know. But for me, this trade didn't happen, and it wasn't London session. That's right. This happened at market close. You can see right here. So I'm Eastern time. This was at 4:35 p.m. and I don't trade that close to changeover. You know, so this happened afternoon session or New York session. So it just was a waste. It really aggravated me. You know, because they typically do that. They'll come in during these times, and you can't get into a decent trade. All right. So ultimately, that was the key area to get into. All right. The 50%. Yeah, we'll do it. It's so yeah. When we get up to this schematic up here. All right. So anyway, we're just honestly building structure coming up where I personally was looking is right in here when price came back into this 30-minute candle. I thought spring and UTAD happened only on London and New York. No, spring and UTAD can happen anytime. Yeah, it can happen anytime. All right. I personally only trade during London and New York. All right. But let's go into this section here. This is where on the chat, like I had identified the 1 hour or the 1 minute accumulation, and there she is, right? That was the 1 minute accumulation. Very clean. So what I like to do is from our ST or our UT, all I do is measure from your selling climax to your automatic rally. Just measure it. Okay. And what you want to ensure is that price after a secondary test, that if it trades below, at least retraces to 50% of the trading range. That's one of the things I like to see. A lot of back testing I did. If it doesn't go 50%, it's not that it's not going to be a true schematic, but the likelihood of it being a profitable schematic is greatly reduced. And it just goes to it goes behind the idea that buyers, there's not enough interest from buyers on that secondary test. Okay. So hopefully that answers the 50%. Okay. Is this also for distro? Yes. Yeah. Off the UT. The UT and the ST and B, 50%. Just measure your trading range and just make sure it trades back in. All right. So anyway, here was the schematic. I thought especially since we left equal lows. We literally were just going to come right back down into the 1 minute candle and off we went. No, she didn't. Right? No, she didn't. So anyway, this right here is my point of interest, right? This is one of the areas I'm watching for price on CADJ to come back to. You could just put the 2 minute candle together. The 2 minute looks pretty nice. It does have equal lows, right? So, 80.45, I would just keep an eye on around 80.45 for price to come back to. This is the last point that I will take an entry off of CADJ for a buy. Okay. Now where I took my entry, you can see prices now, the order flow has changed, right? When we talk about order flow, you see how this is all bearish order flow, right? It's just mitigating, walking itself down, walking itself down, walking itself down, walking itself down, right? Mitigating out. Now at this point here, do you see how we're just going sideways? This is the changing of hands, right? We get one last drop, we come up, and then boom. This is where we change order flow. This is where we change our hands from weak to strong, right? All this shakes out all the weak buyers on this spring move. And now institutions are in control. The buyers are in control, no longer sellers. You can actually see the price action if you're looking at it like this, where that change occurs, right? The order flow change, where the change, the change of character, all that. That's why Wyckoff is so important to understand what is actually going on in all of these steps. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, exactly. The spies, man. I just chalk it up to spies, right? The spies got me. They didn't want to let me fill my order, because I was definitely throwing some lots on that. But anyway, that's okay. We saw some reaccumulation right here on the seconds time frame. We made a new high, a low, and made a new high, right? This here is our low. That 1 minute candle was the reaccumulation LPS entry. You can see price comes right down into it, mitigates out of this 1 minute candle, and then we just maintain bullish structure, right? This candle is now the low, and we just continued up. This was the entry. And to where price ended on Friday was a 1 to 78, right? To the first target, 1 to 78. It was a 1.2 pip stop loss. Okay. What time frame POI was? What time frame POI? The 1 minute. Oh, you mean where did it come into? Right here, like this line right here. This was a 5 minute. So if you come to the 5 minute, if that's what you're asking, right? The 5 minute, where the accumulation happened. Yeah, it was in my 5 minute POI. Hold on. Right here. So this is a 30-minute zone, 30-minute zone. This line right here is the 5 minute candle that's open. If you could see it right there, that 5 minute, that's where that accumulation happened right here. All right. That's where the accumulation happened. And then again, I got in off that reaccumulation. Okay. I got in. Let me just go back to replay mode. It's just easier. Yeah. So inside this zone, there's the accumulation right down here. And then we had the reaccumulation. All right. So this was the reaccumulation. Entry came in off of that 1 minute candle. So we reaccumulated, came up to a larger reaccumulation. That's where we mitigated out of. Ideally, a second mitigation would have been here after we jumped our creek. We should have come back, but it just didn't give the entry. Right. So we just fast forward to where price ended up taking off. And my point of interest where I took the entry, right, was based off of this area right here. It's a 30 minute. Okay, so bigger time frame zones, POIs, and 1 minute accumulation that area. Yeah. So I always go off a higher time frame, and then I just go to a lower time frame in that point of interest, where that point of interest is, to look for the actual entry. Okay, that's ideally the way I do it. Okay. Okay. Now my second entry was off of this area right here into this 30-minute candle. but this is another point of interest. So this 10-minute, and you can see what I'm looking at, right? I'm looking at this 10-minute area. And if we go to the 10-minute candle, you'll see why. All right. This 10-minute candle was the low before we broke structure, right? This is the 15-minute high. From this point here, we launched price up to break structure here. So this 10-minute candle is a point of interest that I have. And there's a little bit of discrepancy in this 5-minute. All right. If we go to the 5-minute down here, you can see this wick did not touch this 5-minute candle, right? But if I go to another broker like FXCM, if I go to FXCM, you're going to see that same 5-minute candle, the wick came into. Okay. So for me personally, this is just in all actuality, just a whole bunch of crap, because it kind of throws my bias off, right? I don't know if this is a valid point of interest now, right? Because that 5-minute would be a key area for me to play off of. So I have an alert down here once we get past this 5-minute candle right here. Once we get past this 5-minute area of reaccumulation, I'm simply going to wait in these two areas right here for lower time frame accumulation. So anywhere in this candle here and then into this 10-minute, that's where I'm personally looking to take this higher. All right. And again, where I'm looking to take this higher is to make a new higher H4 higher high. All right. This is our H4. We just made one here. I want us to pull back. All right. I want us to pull back into this area here and then go higher. All right. Just make one more leg. And if you can see, just follow your legs, right? We have a leg, a leg, a leg, a leg, pull back, make a new leg. Okay. That's ideally what I'm looking for on CADJ. All right. It's doing a pretty nice job of kind of just staying up there right now. This is why I like to hold positions and not close them out. Ideally, because, this may not retrace. This may just go up from here, right? It honestly looks like a really ugly reaccumulation in some aspect. We started to accumulate, we broke up, came back, and now we're just kind of dancing in here. All right. MTL, money trend line. It's the money trend line. That's all. All right. It's my own word on it. Just means there's a lot of money on that trend line. All right. A lot of trend line traders, a lot of stuff like that.
Daughter's breakfast left in the car from this morning.
Wonderful. Yeah, so that's CADJ. That's really all I'm looking for. All right. That's what it looks like. I want to play it off these two areas if we get back down here. All right. I got my alert set at that 5-minute area to see if we do trade in there. It's going to be one of those things. All right. So CADJ, Euro GBP, this was Sam's. We have been working. I've got 2 positions on it right now. I did catch this 5-minute in here yesterday, right? We had a nice distribution. So same thing, like whoever was asking, right? On the UT needs to trade, which this one did obviously, but the UT needs to trade at 50% for me. All right. 50%. So we did get the UT broke out. We did break structure, right? This made a new low. This is our new high. All right. All I waited for was the break of a new low. We made a new low. This 5-minute candle should be screaming at you to sell from that. And that's what we did, right? Sold it. Stops are just above the high. And then our next position came in right here. Our next position, I think Sam took it off the 15. Yeah, Sam took it off the 15. Okay. I personally went off of the 6-minute wick. All right. I personally went off of this 6-minute. I just went to the wick because that was the last point of mitigation. And you can see that's where I got entered in. So, I mean, it just shed like 3 pips or 2 pips off the stop loss. That's all. All right. So, but we're in this bad boy, writing it down. It's like 50 pips in profit. All right. Yes, my creek is different than what you read on other resources. Yes. Mine was, I didn't learn mine. I just, um, I back tested and made sense of what I needed to do. All right. Remember, most of the Wyckoff stuff you read is based on stocks. And when they're dealing with stocks, they're dealing with the daily, weekly, and monthly timeframes. They're not dealing with these smaller stuff. Okay. So for me, yeah, my creeks are based off of, just think of it as a trend line where price is attempting um, to trap buyers and sellers. Okay. Am I holding to 88.60? I don't know where I'm holding to. Hold on. My first take profit that I'm going is into this gap. That's my first. So this order up here that I got in, I'm take profiting here. All right, at 90.20, and then my next area is the equal lows. So 88, we'll call like 88,500. That's where I'm trying to take it to, the equal lows. Okay. Um, no, the test doesn't know. No, just the UT and the ST need to trade to it. All it's doing is the creek similar? Yes, it is similar to ascending, descending channels. Yes. Um, when you know there is an STNB and sometimes an STC. No, your ST and your secondary test in phase C is your spring. Okay, it's your spring. Yeah, once you get into phase C, it's now the spring. Okay. Um, yeah, no, 50. Yeah, the 50% thing is just something I've back tested. Like it's just my own personal checklist. It's my own personal rule. Okay. Um, so yeah, EG, like I personally don't want to get another entry because I don't want this to come back up. I want us to break this low. Once we break this low, game over, just let it drop. And it looks like it wants to. All right. It looks like it wants to. But yeah, this candle right here, this imbalance right in here, and this candle are where I'm going to take my first partials right here. Okay. Right there. That's where I'm going to take my first partials. Okay. All righty. So that's EG. EG was pretty easy. Let's talk about NCAD. All right. I know if you guys were on Zach's session, I know we talked about it for like 30 minutes, but this was actually a really nice setup. This is what we threw out in the Discord yesterday. So this came into so you can see this 10-minute point of interest right here, 10-minute candle. Okay. That was my point of interest. This was the last down, right? That took all of this, the trend line liquidity. They came in, ran this low, and then price just exploded from there. So as price came into this point of interest, I'm not taking an order on it, but I will look at small time frame accumulation. All right. So when we come down here, you should be able to see our accumulation, right? Our selling climax, secondary test in B, and our spring, right? Our spring. Only problem, we never came back to test, right? So, we had our 3 drives. We sprung, took all the liquidity out right here. This was our previous structure, right? This is our lower high. What do? We broke structure and then came here, right? We never came back to test this area here. All right. So that was the huge point of interest for me. All right. Huge point of interest. And then what happens, right? Price. I'll let it play out. Go to the 5-minute. So I had 2 areas of focus, right, that I wanted to look at. The first 2 were this 30-minute candle in here and then the 5-minute. All right. I took both entries. 30-minute just had a bigger stop because you had to cover down to the wick. And ideally, that was the entry right there. So we came into this 5-minute perfectly right here. All right. The 30-minute was activated. And then the second confirmation, right, was right here this morning. This is the lower low, lower high, lower low. What do? We broke 5-minute structure. Okay. And then you can see this 5-minute candle right here. This is your 5-minute extreme. And here she comes this morning. That was the entry. Okay. tap, and we go. All right. Now, as soon as we break this 15-minute structure, all of my orders are at break even. So there we go. I missed this reaccumulation in here. This was just something I missed. But I am looking at, for a next order, right, to add a third order. Zach pointed out this 10-minute. I like the 10-minute. It means that you'll get filled. I also like the 5-minute. So you can decide if you want to take the 5-minute or the 10-minute. It's a 5 pip. If you take the 10, it's a 2.5 if you take the 5. All right. This is ideally the next entry. Okay. If price breaks above this candle right here before my order, I'm deleting the order. Okay. Because at this point here, yes, we would break 5-minute structure, but we're maintaining 15-minute structure, maintaining 30-minute, 1 hour, all this, I'm okay with the 5-minute structure break to come and fill me, but I'm not okay with breaking, a 30-minute or a 1 hour. All right. I would need an entire accumulation to start again, like down here. All right. But ultimately this is the next order right here. Whether, like I said, you take it off the 10-minute or the 5-minute. All right. Stop just below this wick. And the reason is because when price reaccumulated, you can see, right, we had equal lows, right? Equal lows. We FU'd, we broke structure, right? Came back down, mitigated out of this candle, and then broke again. All right. So all of this has been mitigated. This is the last point that needs to get mitigated right here. Okay. Is this in the Discord chat? I mean, the prior ones. I haven't put this one in yet. Yeah, I haven't put this one in yet. Yeah, no worries. Yeah. So this is the entry. All right. I'll post this right afterwards. Okay. But yeah, it's if you just mark it up, go to the 10-minute or the 5, that's the entry. All right. It's pretty simple. Now, where I'm looking to take it, I am personally looking to take it right up to this H1. All right. There's an H1 there, right here, or the entire candle's the H4, entirely up to you. I'm going to try and hedge this. Okay. I'm going to hold them till we get up here, and I'm going to try and enter into a sell. So ideally what I'd love to see is activate my order, take all 3 orders, up we go. When we get into this area here, I want to start to see distribution. At the time I see distribution, I'm going to enter a sell off that test. When the sell breaks the next low, I'm going to close all of these 3 orders out, and I'm going to ride this sell all the way down like we're riding OddCat. Okay. That's my goal. All right. Because this has a lot of imbalance and a lot of stuff. I mean, I want to at least take it into this area here. Okay. We are bullish, right? Here's our high. This was our pullback. What did we do? We made a new high. Okay. So we can anticipate a pullback. So even if we look at a fib from high to low, look where 50% is, right? So I do want to sell this down, but this is going to be internal structure. This is the pullback on the smaller time frame so that we can get the true pullback on the larger time frame. All right. Does everyone understand that? Is that anybody confused by any of that? NCAT, are you looking for 91,400 level? 91,400 level. Yeah, it's the H4, whatever the H4 is. What is that like? Yeah, 9130 area. So you think 1% is too much to risk on the challenge? Yeah. If you're doing the challenge, I'll tell you right now. Like, so on my FTMO account, I risk 0.25%. I know people that do 0.5%'s fine, but I'll tell you, just think of it. If you do 1% and you lose 5 trades in a day, you're done. You've violated the risk. If you lose 10 trades in the entire thing, without any profit, you lose the challenge. On a 0.25% risk, you can lose 20 trades. What are the chances of you losing 20 trades? I mean, even just randomly, you can hit buy, sell 20 times, and I guarantee you at least 1 or 2 of them will win. All right, you're confused. How come you're confused, Albert? Why are you fibbing from that low? From that low? Because on the daily, that's the low on the daily. right? Think about it. So this was our new high, right? This broke daily structure. So this was our leg. Oh, let's write it out, right? So this was our leg right here that broke structure. This is our pullback. This is our next leg. So you measure from here to here. Cool. Yeah, that's where you're measuring, okay? Because this is the true low. Now this is the high. All of this is just that. It's a heart rate monitor. Means nothing. Okay. Yeah, no worries, no worries. The market structure. Man, the best advice I can give you for understanding the market structure is trying to think how to put it in such delicate words or easy words. Can you go over how you get below? Let me think about it. I'll get back to the market structure part. Okay. I mean, the easiest way to do it, the easiest way to understand it is the market moves in legs, right? So like, right? Impulse, retracement, impulse, retracement, impulse, retracement, right? We move in legs. And then what do? Then we come up to this point and we distribute, right? We redistribute. And then we come down to, actually, you know what? Hold on. I do have it. Let me go to Euro USD. I forgot about this. Let me go to Euro USD. This is the easiest way to understand market structure. Okay. I think it's on this. Yes. Okay. So now granted, Euro, when I did this, Euro wasn't all the way up here. Okay. So here we'll do like this. Hold on. So it doesn't confuse anybody. Okay. So remember, this is on the daily time frame, right? So what do we have? We have for market structure, we have an accumulation, right? We have an accumulation. Okay. Then we go into a reaccumulation, into a distribution. After the distribution, we would expect a redistribution to then trade down into an accumulation, right? And then we start the cycle all over again. Okay. This is market cycles. Inside of these market cycles, you are going to get multiple different time frames of structure inside of each other. So what I personally do is I always start on the monthly and just work down. Okay. To get an idea of what price is doing and where. And then, once you understand where you are in that market cycle, then you can decide how to trade it on a 15-minute or on a 1 hour. Okay. Could you check please? ECAD. ECAD. Yeah, we'll look at ECAD, man. I'll tell you, man, ECAD ticked me off though. What about spreads? What do you mean? What about spreads? Can you go over how you get below 1%? You get below. Yeah. So, I mean, I guess it all depends on your account size, right? So on $100,000 account, 0.25 is only $250 worth. Okay. If you're trading $100 account, 0.25, you're not going to be able to do it. The lowest you can do is I think $1, which is going to be a 0.01. Wouldn't they clap you out? Who would clap me out? You're going to have to answer that. Hold on. Guess I'll start doing trade. Yeah. TradingView has been acting weird late today. Yeah. My spreads on my FTMO account are, all but 2 or 3 pairs are under a pip. Yes, once external structure is taken, the market will seek internal. Yes, gotcha. Perfect. Yes. All right. All right. So yeah, going back just last NZD CAD, that is where I'm looking. All right. I am personally looking into that 10-minute. All right. I have my order there already. Just know that if we do make a new high, if we break above this high, I'm deleting the order. Okay. ECAD. So we'll look at ECAD. ECAD was a thorn in my side. What's Bitcoin doing? Ooh, Bitcoin left without me, man. All right. So ECAD. Let's talk about ECAD. ECAD was a thorn in my side. All of this work for nothing. I didn't have ECAD marked up. Someone in the group this morning called it out. So what I did was again, where are we on the daily? Right? Where are we on the daily? daily, we had a break of structure, right? We had a daily break of structure. Okay, so I know we're bullish. Then I go to the 4-hour. What do I see on the 4-hour? Okay, I see that we have broken above. We do have a 4-hour candle here. And I noticed that when price did break this internal structure, we came back to mitigate out of this. Okay, so when price was this morning here, all right, obviously I wanted to see what was going on. This is the low that maintains bullish structure. If we drop below here, obviously we're turning bearish on the daily. Okay, fast forward, let's go to the 1-hour. This is the 1-hour candle that we mitigate into the open of and take off. So this area here is a point of interest if the market returns to it, which it did. All right, so let's get to the 1 minute, because that's where I was living on this morning, just staring at this stupid thing. So we had fractal accumulation here, break 5-minute structure, right? And in that 5-minute structure, what do we have? We had equal highs that the market created an IC candle, institutional candle, that took liquidity. So this was already on my radar. We come down and we trade into this 1-minute candle in an accumulation. You can see it. I mean, it's pretty clean. The accumulation here, we spring, wait for the break of structure. We had equal lows, right? Price does come back and mitigate into that 1-minute candle. So this was an entry. Okay. From there, we break above the high. This was the break of structure. We come back into this 2-minute decisional candle. And what do? We make a new high. All right. We made a new high. From here, this was all reaccumulation. All right. Here's my creek. Why is this reaccumulation? This started out to be a small distribution. We built liquidity on equal lows. What do? We FU'd the equal lows, and then we break above structure, right? We break above the previous lower high, break above, and we come back to mitigate. This was my entry right here. So this was my entry that I took this morning. What was it? A 2.6 pip stop loss. All right. And obviously I went to break even after we made a new high. So at one point at 20 pips, I was up 7-1. All right. Off 20 pips. Market decides it just wants to play games, and you can see what happened, right? We created equal lows. And then this was a larger reaccumulation that ended up coming all the way back to the entry here before breaking above and reaccumulating and breaking structure. So this was the previous lower high. And if this is hard for you to understand, I understand, trust me. High, low, high, made a new low, high, made a new low. This is the break of structure. So when price breaks this was the break of structure. Okay. And it never returned back to that. Okay. I know this is just a lot of information on it. But this is, if you guys were in the Discord this morning and you noticed I wasn't saying much in the chat, it's because I literally was doing all of this while I'm trying to trade it. Okay. Did you take any losses on that big pullback? No. I was at break even. No. I saw your chart. This chart right here, I'll tell you right now, this is why I don't think it'll happen. Well, I'll tell you right now. Okay. If price comes all the way back down into this, right? If it comes back all the way down into this, then I personally have no faith that we're going to go higher. And the reason I have no faith is look at it objectively, right? Look at what price has been doing. We have just been stalling here. Granted, this would be the low. Hold on. Granted, this is your new low. We had equal highs. We made a new high. So this is your range, right? This is your range. All right. Structure wise, you're good. Structure wise, that is a fine entry. Okay. The problem with coming all the way back to this and then going up, just think of the work that has been going into this, right? And you have to think about what was happening on all these stages. Okay. Whatever institution started accumulation. Okay. They got enough interest, right? Think about it. It's just not them hitting buy. They have to almost lobby for interested buyers to go with them, right? Because they're not going to go by themselves. They don't want to take a loss. Price comes back. They accumulate again. They reaccumulate. They reaccumulate. They reaccumulate. Okay. They reaccumulate. They break up. They reaccumulate, and they finally break structure. Okay. All of that. It took all day for all of this. If they're going to come back here, I truly believe that everyone that was with them here, and here are going to say, you know what, we don't have enough to fight the sellers. So they're going to close out of their trades. So that for me is the only reason it's going to come back down here, is to close out of their buy orders and then just continue this going down. All right. Structure wise, I think you're good, but because we've had so many, we've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We've had 7 schematics in a 12-hour period. I don't believe that they're going to have enough to take it up. All right. That's just my personal opinion. You know, I was looking at this 5-minute here, but it was when it was up here, you know, and I wanted a quick move up. The fact that it's just doing this right now isn't giving me, like, to me, I'm if you're going to ask me, are you going to put an order? I'm not putting an order on a KeyCAD. Okay. I'm not. I really don't like how it's doing now. If we, you know, hypothetically, if it does come down here, oh, come on. If it does come down here, right, and it mitigates, and I was wrong, guess what? As soon as we break above that, then I'll look for another entry. But I need us to make a new high. All right. And if we go from here and make a new high, then that's great. Because if we make a new high, then and this is left open, then that is where I'm playing off of, because the liquidity is going to be there. All right. And this is going to be that point that ultimately gave us the slingshot to take it higher. All right. Unless there's something else down here, unless this gives like an FU candle and then goes, then I'll look at that institutional candle. Okay. But yeah, ECAD, I mean, this was just a waste of time for me today. Like, I put a lot of info into that and it sucked. All right. All right. Yeah, I'll tell you right now, if you're not in our Discord group, get into the Discord group under free education. There's 2 books. All right. The first book is by Ruben Villahermosa. It's the Wyckoff methodology book. It's what it's called. Someone posted, scroll up in the chat. You'll see the Discord link. Okay. Someone else, just throw the Discord link again. Yeah. But go into the free education. All right. And you want to read the PDF. Yep. There it is right there. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Do I use Wix for structure on bodies? Okay. So let me, I'll answer that with a quick or an easy answer. Okay. Let me, hold on. The Discord's opening real quick. All right. Never mind. I'm not going to, I'll just get into the Discord. All right. Get into the Discord and you'll see the free education. The book is called Wyckoff Methodologies by Ruben Villahermosa. You want to read that. Okay. All right. So let me talk to you about structure with Wix and all that. Okay. Let's go down to this 1 minute. All right. And I'm just going to pose this question to you. Okay. So where was it? Give me a second here. Yes. Okay. So this is where my entry was. All right. This is where my entry was. Do I consider this? We had equal lows, we had the FU, and then I consider this a break of structure. Do you guys consider this a break of structure? Yes or no? How many you risk at the moment on your FTMO account? I risk 0.25% on my FTMO account. Yeah, 0.25%. Yep. Yes. Good. Yes, absolutely. If you are confused and it's close, right? If it's close, just go to your line chart. Does that make it cleaner, right? Break of structure. Okay. The answer is yes, I do consider Wix, but if it's close and if I can't make sense of it, I always go to the line chart. Okay. I always go to the line chart. All right. If I can't make the decision, if it's like too close, if this would have been like triple highs, right? If this would have come up to like that, you know what I do? I don't take the trade, right? I don't take it off of a break of structure. All right. But when in doubt, go to the line chart. Okay. I do use the wicks because the wicks still show intent. All right. The wicks still show intent. But if it's extremely close and I need to be absolutely positively clear in a break of structure, then I just go to the line chart. Okay. Perfect. You know, and one of the things I do, I wonder if I have it in here. I haven't even, these are all the screenshots I took today. I don't even know if I have, let me see. I can't even tell which is the line chart, but yeah, I do take screenshots of my line charts. Because that goes in my journal as well. You know, like if I ever, let me see. Yeah, so I took I took 2 trades today. I got 33 screenshots, man. It's ridiculous. I have a lot of uh let's see. So you can see like how I'm looking at it live, you know. Like this was this morning. This obviously US 30 I was trying, or S&P I was trying to get a buy on. I know I took screenshots of the line chart. Oh, there it is. Yeah. So ECAD, right? So that's exactly what I was looking at. So when I was looking here, you could see just to confirm, right? I made a screenshot of this. So this goes into my journal. So, you know, I can, and that's it without the lines. That's it with the lines, right? So that's just something I like to do. All right. Do I have a quick way of taking screenshots? Yeah. Just see up here in the top right, the little camera thing, and then save image. And then I right click and save image to my downloads. And then it goes in here. And then from there, what I do is I have, you know, I have my folders. So, you know, like I'll have trades, you know, so like if it was if in this case it was accumulation, it would go under my EuroCAD and then the date, you know. So today, you know, December 4th or whatever date it was, 8th, whatever it was, I'd put it in here. Okay. That's how I do it. Okay. So that's ECAD. Yeah, I'll be honest. Like I'm personally, I'm not looking at ECAD until we break this high. All right. The other one I'm looking at, let me see. Hold on. Pending orders. Uh, yeah. Yeah. Listen, you know, if there's any solace, I'll tell you this. Like I was never always like this. Okay. You know, when I started doing this 10 months ago, it was horrible. All right. It was horrible. This is just a lot of hard work, a lot of time, and a lot of trades, you know, getting into understanding what this market is doing. All right. So you'll get there. Do you trade mainly on the 1 minute? No, I trade on everything. I mean, I trade on everything. Obviously, if I can get a 1 minute entry, I'll take a 1 minute entry though. Okay. All right. So we talked about all that. So NZD CAD is the one I'm really looking at right now. I'm also looking at Euro Odd, right? So let's talk about Euro Odd. Okay. Please review. Let's see. Yeah. Yeah. So I can tell you that the yen crosses are really good. Um, well, to be honest, like all your majors, all your US dollar pairs are pretty good with schematics because there's a lot of volume going in it. So the there's no slippage, right? So the candles are very clean. And then all your Japanese yen pairs, okay? That's ideally the ones I like to trade. So all the dollar crosses and all the yen crosses. Canadian crosses are pretty good, but only some of them. You know, I like CAD yen, I like US dollar CAD, and I like NZD CAD and odd CAD. All right. All right. So hold on, bear with me. Okay, bam. All right. So Euro odd. Let's talk about Euro odd. So weekly, right? Weekly is a joke. We got that range way up here. Now daily, right? So daily, we had a break of structure, right? On Euro odd. This was that accumulation that I was writing. All right. We did break structure, which is key, right? And you just notice this. This is what you want to train your eye to. This is compression, right? This is what you want to see how it's walking down so that we can ultimately get into a buy. All right. So we're bearish on the daily. On the H4 is where we had that beautiful accumulation that we caught. All right. And then ultimately, what are we looking at now? Right. We are, let's go to the 4 hour. Okay. What are we looking at now? Well, we're looking at the pullback, right? We're looking at the pullback. I want this to keep pulling back into these two areas right here. Right. This is my first area that I want to go into. This would be our backup LPS entry to take it higher. All right. Oh, hold on. Why can't I open it up? All right, we'll take a look at that in a second. Yeah, so I like this. This was looking like distribution. It's obviously making, if you pay attention to it, right? High, lower high, lower high. So we're walking down, right? We're walking down. All right. So ideally, I just want to keep this sucker keep going down. And once we get down into this range here or this range here is where I'm going to be looking on a lower time frame, anywhere from like a 30-minute to a 1 minute for that accumulation down here. So it's these 4-hour candles. Now, ideally, I've got some really nice POIs in here. There's 2 5-minute candles that I would love to get into. Okay. EA is reaccumulating now. Well, I mean, it would need to break above that high for it to, for me to take a buy on it. I would need to take it there. All right. So like on the 1 hour, yeah, I mean, this could be reaccumulation. But we need a break above here. So if we break this high, right, because this is what's maintaining bearish structure. If we break that high, then whatever price action is down here somewhere, then I would take a buy. You know, like if I was going to take it off of this candle right here, I would take a buy from there. Okay. But this needs to break bearish structure. Okay. My, what days are you doing? What days are you? I don't do live sessions like live trading sessions. Like for me, it would just be too crazy. I can't trade like that. You know, I need my thoughts and I need to watch what's going on. So I don't do live trading. BTC, I was trying to get a sell. It just never came back up to me to my area to sell it. But I do have some areas I want to buy down at like 16.5. In the case with the H4 POI, would you do? So for me, I don't necessarily care about the break of structure. I care about the schematic, right? So if we're going to trade all the way down to here, right? What I want to see is I want to see us start to compress, right? Compress. Then go ahead and build our trading range. Selling climax, automatic rally, secondary test, upthrust action, secondary test in B, our spring, break of structure, right? Mitigate out of the test, and up we go. That's this has been my buy. That's what I want to see. All right. I personally don't want to just come down here, right, on a 5-minute and just say like this is the 5-minute right here. I'm not going to just take a 5-minute break of structure and buy it from there. I at this point I would need to see a schematic, especially if we're looking to sell off 200 pips, right? It's one thing if you're only coming down 30, 40 pips, but if we're going to come down 200 pips, I want to see a schematic. All right. I need it, right? It has to happen. And most likely it will, right? I mean, when you look at the higher time frame, the agenda is clear on what this thing wants to do. All right. So realistically, this may not happen this week. This may be like a Monday, Tuesday next week kind of thing. All right. Yeah. Okay. So that's EA. That's what I'm looking at for EA. All right. EJ, I know someone threw an EJ chart. Let's see. We'll do gold next. EJ, what am I looking at? EJ, 15-minute. I'm looking at. All right. So are you thinking that this is distribution or reaccumulation?
Reaccumulation.
Reaccumulation. All right. So Okay. I would say it could be reaccumulation. I was actually looking for a buy on it. I decided not to go with it, right? And this is why. So let's go to EJ. So I agree. I mean, we're bullish, right? We had this really nice, strong accumulation. We did break all kinds of structure, right? We are bullish as crap on it. Ideally, I wanted to buy from down here. And you can see like this is what I had, right? Ultimately, this is what I had here. The only reason we do have equal highs, right? We do have equal highs. I would be more inclined to buy off this 5 minute if these equal highs stayed intact, and would be a short-term buy into this 5 minute candle, right? Into this 5 minute candle. But to me, we haven't had to me, this is just walking itself down, right? There isn't a valid reaccumulation for me until we have a shakeout. So ideally, hypothetically, say all this didn't happen and we were here, right? So buying climax, automatic rally, secondary test, minor sign of weakness. If we would have created an up thrust to take out all of this, right? And then come down for our spring, then I would have been more inclined to see it as a reaccumulation, right? This would have been take out the sellers, take out the buyers, break structure, right? Jump our creek. If this was our creek, jump our creek, mitigate out of whatever icy candle is here, and then we go up. Then I would definitely, and that's what I was kind of hoping was going to happen, but we didn't. So what we have here is price just ultimately walking itself down like EA is, right? Just like EA is. I would honestly say that price is probably just going to pop up, take out these equal highs, mitigate out of this 5 minute to come lower. You know, the sell for me is more advantageous. I personally not going to take the sell just because I'm going to wait for the buy. My rule is I can only have 3 open trades at one time that are at risk. And for me, EJ isn't a really high probability trade because I'm counter trend trading it. You know, it's one thing if I was in a buy and I'm just hedging to sell like CADJ. But for me, I think this is going to trade a little lower. I know Mike Nav had put out a buy off of this area, kind of the same thing I was looking at. I agree. I mean, it's a short-term buy, right? If these equal highs stay intact, just pop down to mitigate out of this candle, come up to the 5 minute, and then the sell off from the 5 minute. You know, but that's it, to me, it's just not a high probability setup. I would be more inclined, like I said, to wait till we get here. Wait till we get out of this imbalance, you know, because this is going to come a little lower. You know, but I don't see anything wrong with if we do this. Let's see. Yeah, I don't see anything wrong if this does pop above here, right? If this does pop up above here, we've broken structure, you know, and then take a mitigation play to go higher. You know, because at that point you've broken structure, you know. But remember, it's only 5 minute structure. I mean, look what happened here. How many people do you think bought off of that break of structure, played off of something in here, and just got clapped out? So, yeah, that's the only thing I would think of. You know, I mean, it doesn't look clean, a clean reaccumulation. It looks like it's just walking itself down. All right, gold. All right, so you have a 3 minute, but what's let me see what the higher time frame is doing here. I haven't looked at gold in a while. Not since our buy like last week. What do I have marked up here? Let's go 4 hour. I don't even know what I was doing here. I think I was just kind of like screwing around with it. All right. Yeah, no worries, no worries. Yeah, real quick. So like on BTC, I was looking at this. I had my order up there. It just never came up there. I had an order on the 5 minute or 15 minute maybe. Oh, I took it off. Never mind. I had an order right here off this 15 minute. That's where I wanted to sell from. And we never came there. And obviously we just broke this low. So we're coming down. I got to do a whole nother top down analysis, but I would venture to say that we are going to, um, the buying area that I'm looking at isn't here. It's in here somewhere. Okay. That's where I'm looking. I got to dive into it and kind of see what everything was happening, but this is the low. We made a new high, right? So structure wise on the 4 hour, this is the area I'm looking at. Okay. Uh, how do you trade indices on FTMO? Is there a calculator you can use because the movements are a lot different than other brokers? Um, yeah, I'll look at AU. Let me see if I can use. All right, so here, real quick, if you want to take a screenshot, or you can look at this later. So this is for FTMO, right? So US 30. That's US 30. This is S&P. All right. And then you can just screenshot that. All right. That's the lots. All right. And the NASDAQ is the same as the S&P. All right. But yeah, that's how I use it. Okay. Yeah. NAS is the same as the S&P. It's a 0.01 lot is $1 per 1 point. Okay. Are we creating a creek on the 1 hour at EA? On EA, I honestly, I don't know. I haven't looked at it, but yeah, hold on. Let's see. Yeah, hold on. There we go. So US 30 is the top one and S&P is the bottom. All right. And here I might as well just hold on, give me a sec. I'll add this is for those of you that don't know what like Bitcoin uses, that's Bitcoin. This is gold. So this is BTC. This is gold. This is 30. This is 500. All right. I don't know what other ones I use. Let me see. S&P. There you go. If you trade oil, this is the oil one. All right. So this is oil. And if you trade XRP, this is XRP. I think that's all of them. Yeah. This is XRP. All right. This is XRP. Okay. All right. Let's look at, hold on. Let me copy this one from Sam. All right. So everyone good? Perfect. And if you missed it, just watch the recording. I'll put it on my YouTube. Let me just delete this. Bam. Okay. I got to do a top down of BTC though to see where I'm going to buy from, but it's down here. Okay. All right. So gold. Let me look at gold. What the heck is gold doing? And you want to, where is it at? You want to buy it? You want to buy it. You want to buy it from here. I mean, it's got bullish order flow, right? High, low, high, low, high, expect a low, expect a high. I personally, this isn't a schematic to me. If anything, this at the first sign of a break of structure, this turns into distribution to me, right? This could be our preliminary support. This is your buying. So this is how I potentially see it. Hold on. And I'll just draw it up real quick. Hold on. Let me just see some. Let me see where we're at in the 4 hour. All right. So yeah, it looks like it wants to distribute. UCAD, no, UJ. UJ correlates negatively with gold, And the reason is because the Japanese yen is the safe haven. So XAU USD safe haven versus the dollar, Japanese yen, US dollar versus the safe haven. So US dollar, Japanese yen correlates oppositely or inversely with gold. Yeah, I mean, I could see that on the breakage structure. Yep. I could see that. I just don't think that this is the UTAD. All right. I don't know if this is going to be the UTAD. Just because of, and the reason is because I'd like to know what happened here. Right? When you're looking at a schematic, you want to see the movements are very clean and orderly, right? You want to see walking down, walking up, walking down, walking up, because what's happening, right, is the computer algorithm is feeding in off the ticks the orders to fill the buys and sells from that institution. Okay, this entire schematic, the design is so that they are buying and selling at the same time, in and out, okay, off the ticks, to see if there's enough interest to get sellers to take this down. All right. And when you see a move, a rapid move like this, and then a rapid move up, I, let me just see if that's like a BS. Let me see if that's like a BS time. That was off the 15. That was 3:00 in the morning. All right. So that's London. Yeah. I mean, that's the London Open. I personally, if I was going to look at this, like, see even this wick right here, this 10 o'clock wick, like I would see it like this. This would be my preliminary support, buying climax, automatic rally. That's our range. This is our range. Secondary test, let it come down, minor sign of weakness, up thrust, trade down, UTAD, break structure, and then down we go. That's ultimately how I'd like to see it. Yeah, that's how I'd like to see it. Okay. Can you see AU? Yeah. Sell opportunity for my gold. Sell 1886. Is that like the 15? I had a 15-minute point of structure up there. Hold on, let me see. You mean off these there? I mean, there's equal highs up in here. I know there's equal highs. Yeah, so this was that last distribution place. Like, I would venture to say that we're going to trade into this eventually, because this is the last point of supply. Okay. That's the last point of supply. But yeah, I mean, if you look at gold, I mean, all we did was we're breaking structure down and we're pulling back, right? Break a structure, pull back, made a new low. So this is the previous high. Let's see, hold on. Let me just see. Yeah. So this is the previous high and we made a new low. So this is our range, right? That's our range. I mean, we're bearish. We're bearish on the 1 hour and the 4 hour, daily, weekly, monthly, we're bullish as crap, but I foresee us going down. Okay. Yeah. There's multiple order blocks in there. Yeah. Yep. Okay. All right. So that was BTC. Yeah, no, this was, yeah, I don't know if this is this to me doesn't look like reaccumulation. This is just structure, right? We high, low, made a new high. So this is the low. I'll tell you right now, if this low gets taken, hold on to your hats, because if that low gets taken, I'll tell you right now, there's going to be enough momentum for us to get down to like 8,600 and stuff like that. All right. Euro Swiss. Damn, bro. You love that Euro Swiss, man. I took that off my stupid, I took Euro Swiss off after that failed BS distribution. Yeah, look at this break even hit. You want to do what with it? Let me see. Why do you want to buy it? Oh, you're selling it. You're selling it off of distro. off the weekly. No, listen, look at it this way, right? So what are we on the daily? Are we bullish or are we 106318? So you want to take it down to here. No. All right. Look at it this way. Hold on. Let me hide. Okay. Let's go. Okay. So walk with me on this, right? So this was our low. We made a high. We made a new low, right? Come on. This is our new high. All right. This is our new high. Internal structure wise. All right. Internal structure wise. If this gets taken here, this is coming way down, but I don't foresee that happening. I foresee a reaction off of something in there to sling it up. This is our decisional. Okay. That's our decisional point. That's where I'd be looking for buys. For me, the sell happened. Like the distribution sell happened. I'm not, let me just see. Like, are you in the sell? You're in the sell already? You're looking for a re-entry. Yeah. So here we go. Ready? Let me break it down. So in 29 days, in a month, this pair has moved 88 pips. All right. 88 pips. For me, the potential, this is where I wanted to sell it to. The potential, all you have left is 75 pips. Okay. Short term. No, not short term. This pair is not short term. This pair is long term. You're just going to get a short amount of pips out of it. All right. You're going to get 75 pips out of it, but you're going to be up. This pair is going to eat up your margin for a month. This pair is going to, like, I mean, I was there. I was willing to take the distro off of it. But I'm no longer, if anything, I would be waiting for the buy down here. And the reason I'm waiting for the buy down here, this should already tell you that this was a nice, clean accumulation, right? This was accumulation. This is going to be your LPS. All right. Last point of support is coming down to this. Just wait for your buy here. Yeah, exactly. Yep. Going right over here. Look, if you notice, that pair is not on my pending orders. It's not on my primary watch list. It's not even on my secondary watch list. All right. You just go right over there, put it on the little X and click the X, and it takes care of it for you. All right. Yeah. I mean, it's a good setup to sell it down. But I mean, just look at from the test, right? From the test to where it's at, it's taken a week to go 100 pips, a week, So yeah, to me, it's not worth it. All right. To me, it's not worth it. All right, hold on. So Euro Chef. Gold, like I said, I think gold's gonna be selling. I don't think it's gonna be reaccumulating. GCAD, someone had GCAD, right? So I know I have GCAD on one of my watch lists. Did I mark that sucker up yet? Well, I'll tell you right now, I'd be looking for sells. So hold on. Is that GCAD? I'd be looking for sells. I could see the distro in it already. So on the daily, bearish, right? Okay. Let's see. I haven't marked up GCAD yet, but IPA fill. On the 45-minute. Let me look. Hold on. Do I look at GU? Yes. I don't look at GU lately. Because if you look at GU right now, it's going to make your head hurt. So I tend to like to if I can't make sense of it very cleanly, I don't play around with it. Yeah. So I agree with the sells on GCAD. Oh, I was pissed. That's right. I missed Where is GCAD? I missed this trade and I was so flipping pissed, man. This is why I deleted GCAD. This right here is why I just see my chart is all clean, right? Because we had the 5-minute break of structure into my point of interest. That's where I was selling from 6 pips at 73.95. You can see nice clean nice clean break of structure. So 73.95 is where I was looking to sell it. 73.95. 73.95. So I was looking to sell from here, and it was like a 6 pip. This is why I deleted GCAD. Yep. Yep. That's why I deleted GCAD right there. Yep. So yeah. Yep. 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 So yeah, I got pissed and I went like this and just deleted the whole chart because it left without me. But I agree. I would look. Yeah, I mean somewhere in this candle, it's got to return. Just be in mind that just looking at it, right? Everyone should see that this is redistribution in here, right? That's redistribution. You potentially are going to get a reaction off of that. Yeah. So, I mean, it's a ways from up there. I mean, that's something that we could talk about next week. We're talking 200 pips. You know, I personally don't think it's going to get up there. I personally think we're just going to continue to drop. All right. This right here, I don't know what all this is. You know, this to me just looks garbage. Yeah. So it is what it is, you know. That's pretty much it. I mean, I was looking at GA. So GA, I do have, GA, if you look at it, this was the pullback, right, off the daily break of structure. So we were in the pullback, we distributed, right? We distributed down, and then we ultimately accumulated, right? We accumulated. What I am looking at though is, let me see, is this a break of structure? It is, but it's a weak break of structure. I'll tell you right now, I'd feel safer. I feel better if this thing went like this and then came back down. Okay. If it doesn't, right? If it doesn't give that clear break above these highs, I would look in this candle, but I would look for us to accumulate in here. Right? I would look for the accumulation into this 15-minute candle. All right. That's what I would look for. It definitely has room to go higher, right? We definitely have some really nice targets to the upside that we can get on GA. And I mean, realistically, even off this 15-minute candle, what is it? Let's see. Yeah, no, never mind. 18 pips. That's like 6 times the amount of pips that I normally throw in a stop loss. So yeah, this is it's so a lot. Here's one piece of advice, right? Everyone likes GA and GN because you get 300 pips in a day. The problem is, especially those of you guys that are in IM. I know like the steady guys. I know Lex Waves called out a GN buy. It went for 100 pips. They got a 1 to 3. All right, 100 pips. You got a 1 to 3 ROI. Unless you can get into these really tight entries on GA or GN, it's not worth it. For me, it's not worth it. GN last week, I caught a really nice buy off a 5 pip stop loss. So when it went 250 pips, I made out like a bandit. What was the other one I wanted to see? I think that's it. I want to say, I think that's it. All right. Oh, AU? Yeah, we'll take a look at AU. I'm pretty sure I don't have anything marked up on AU. Oh, I lied. Hold on. Maybe I do have something marked up. Oh, it's not much. I think I just started it and DXY. I don't have to look at DXY. You know why? Because I could tell you it's selling. It's bearish. DXY is bearish to the ends of the earth. All right. So we came into this H4. Came into the H4 and we did make. So here you go, right? This is we did make a new higher high. All right. We did make a new higher high. So if that's the new higher high, then this is our pullback, right? This is our pullback. Let's just see. I do have a 1 minute. Man, oh man. I guess I was looking at this 1 minute for a buy. I guess I was looking at that 1 minute for a buy. Yep. All right. Well, I don't know. Are you looking at buys for AU? Because I mean, that's the only thing I'd be looking at right now. Okay. Yeah. There's this 1 minute candle that's just down there in no man's land. I mean, like when I tell you that I under leverage on certain trades, like this is one that I normally would put 0.25%, but in this case, I might just set a limit for like 1/8%. Like instead of $250, if I risk 1/8%, which is 125, and I just take it up to make a new high, right? Take it up to the highs. That $125 is $4,300. That's one of those that $125 on my FTMO account ain't nothing, but $4,300 is a nice little profit split. That would be the extreme pullback, and if you're wrong, then we're bearish. So it's not like the price is going to stop you out and then make a new high. We're talking about a 4 hour break of structure to make a new high. I'm going to sell to buy. Oh, perfect, man. Then you can hedge it. You can hedge it. I think there's like a 30-minute 30-minute accumulation. Hold on. Hold on. 30-minute. Where do you see the 30-minute accumulation? This right here. Let's just see something. Hold on. Let's just see. Okay, possibly. Let me ask you this. What are they going to mitigate out of here to this? What are they mitigating? Can you find a point of interest or something that they're going to mitigate out of? Off of this because if you're looking at it a 30-minute structure or a 30-minute accumulation, right? We can argue and say selling climax, secondary test, automatic rally, UA, secondary test in B, right? And we're going to spring. What are they mitigating out of? I'd like to see, there's got to be an institution candle somewhere. I mean, potentially on the 5-minute, that. Let's just see. Man, this thing just dropped. So this was the 5-minute right here. All right, so that was your break of structure. So this mitigated that. All right, so this is the last 5-minute candle. I mean, possibly, yeah. It could be accumulation into that. It could. The only issue I'm having is I guess it could. Yeah, if it springs, right, from right here, if it springs, this is your lower high, right? If this comes down here and makes a spring, this is your lower high. You just wait for that break, come back, mitigate, that's your entry, and you go up. So, I mean, there is a 5-minute here that you could play off of. NZD Chef. Hey, do me a favor. what is your spread on NZD Chef? I'm just curious. I'll look at mine real quick. NZD Chef. I think I don't think I've ever traded NZD Chef. So my spread. Here we go. NZD Chef. NZD Chef is a 3.3 pip stop loss for me. So yeah, I can't trade NZD Chef. Distribution. And what do you want to do? You want to sell it back up here off the 4 hour? Off the 4 hour. Holy, let's see. 1 pip spread for you. Good, bro. That's good. Off the 4 hour. So 94 pips. So it's taken from it to go from where you want to sell from to where it's at now. It's taken a week, 7 days. So, I mean, we could talk about it next week. I don't foresee this happening today or tomorrow or the next day. Was this true distribution? Let's see. Let's see. Yeah, it was. Yes, it was. Yeah, I mean, this is a good point of interest right here. That's a good point of interest. I personally, I don't know did you look what it is off the 4 hour? What's the stop loss? $11 pips. 11 pips off a 4 hour ain't too bad. Like I would venture to say I'd take an 11 pip off of what are we looking on the daily though? Okay. So this is just going to be this is just the pullback. You know, this is the pullback, and obviously I don't know if you have this as your target, but that's where I'd be looking for a buy. Right there. Okay. So yeah, NZD Chef is pretty good. Wait for it to pull back. You know, obviously, like, right, everyone should be good with this. You know, this was our high, our pullback was our low, right? We made a new high. So now this is the low that maintains structure. All right. The two areas, this is area 1, and then this is area 2 that I would be looking for our next leg up. Those are the only 2 areas I'd be looking at. All right. The reason this mitigated that. So all of this accumulation down here has been mitigated. This was a reaccumulation creek. We jumped the creek. We never came back to test out of it. Right. And then this is like that decisional area where price stuttered and then we broke the new high. So the place where we stuttered and broke the new high is my first point of interest. And then my next point of interest is on the daily reaccumulation. We never tested out of this institutional candle. So those are the 2 points on NZD Chef. All right. No. I love how you say short term. This is not short term for you. If you get into this trade, this is not short term. This is going to be, all right. So it took a week to go 90 pips. And if you come down here, you're going to be in this thing for a month, right? You're going to be in this thing for a month for 380 pips. All right. So yeah, no, not short term, bro. Not short term. You know, your margin's going to be eaten up, you know, but yeah, that's where I'd be looking. This is, you know, I actually might put NZD Chef on my secondary here, and I'll look at it come next week, just because there's not going to be a move on it this week. With, you know, I mean, we're in the middle, right? You obviously, the key is you want to have it pull back into that last point of supply, and then let's sell it down. But yeah, all day long, 1 and 2, those are the 2 areas. Yeah, volatility is nowhere near what it needs to be on that. Yeah. Yep. All right. So, I mean, that's kind of like everything I was looking at. If you guys have anything else you want to look at, we'll look at it. You know, if not, I'll venture to say I'm pretty much done. I know someone mentioned DXY. Honestly, I haven't looked at DXY. I haven't traded any dollar crosses this week, so I wasn't. Yeah, come on. Look at that thing. Look at that thing. That thing is oh, come on. Come on. There we go. That thing is kaput, man. We're going. I was looking at us coming to like the 90 price point. What the heck? Come on. My mouse is like dying. There we go. I was looking at us coming to 90 and we're damn near at 90. Um, yeah. I mean, this was realistically, this was the last accumulation down in here. Um, so this area right here is potentially where we're going to see a reaction, right? So we got a ways, but it's still going. Yeah. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Yep. Good. I'm glad you guys enjoyed it, man. Um, yeah, I'm glad you guys enjoyed it. Let me just see if here, I'll tell you what, I will do this. Give me a second here. Let me get my book out. I'm just going to kind of give you guys a little while we're on this call, and just to give you guys some a little tip on what I do for journaling. Because once I did this actually, bear with me here. Let me go and share. I'm gonna use my phone as the screen. Let's see. Let's see. All right. I think. Am I sharing? Let's see. Can you guys see my phone or the camera on my phone? Nope, not yet. All right, hold on. Here we go. All right, it's coming up. All right, so I have 3 of these binders, right? 3 of these binders. This was the 2021. This is just for currencies. So I have it marked off by every currency pair. And literally, these are all my journals. The before and after pics on different time frames, how I traded, like some notes that I put in there, where I took partials. I throw it in. This is every trade I've ever taken. Any trade that I didn't take, but I journaled is put in here with all the notes. Okay. Um, I mean, it is pretty thick. Okay. This is just from this year. This is just for currencies. Like I have one for indices. I have a book for crypto, and I have a book for commodities, oil, gold, silver, stuff like that. Alrighty. Um, can we auction it off? Yeah, yeah. Listen, this thing is definitely the gold mine. All right. Um, I don't print out every screenshot. I typically print out maybe like one larger time frame so I can see what's going on, and then I do a before and after. So like a good example, like this was GU. There was a buy off of GU or a sell. Where my entry was. And then the after effects, right? So that's kind of ultimately what oh, come on, what how I play it, how I do it, what I look at. But this is the key. All right, this is the key. I highly suggest you guys probably do that. All right, I highly suggest it. It is very, 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 very key in my progression, right? It's something that's helped me understand, you know, not only my journaling, my risk management, you know, um, it's a key. All right. I highly suggest it. You don't have to do it in color. Black and white's fine. I do it in color. It's a business write-off for me. So uh of your education on the free Discord section for me to gain it. Yes, yeah. Yep. I would go into the free education, read the book, and then just start jumping in the Discord. There's a lot of good traders in that group. Um, you know, we there are a lot of good, got a lot of awesome traders in that group, and you'll definitely get it. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I know John Phibbs uses the books too. I don't know if he's as in depth as I am though. Like I've seen some of his books on IG. I don't know if he goes in as depth, in depth as that. But no, I don't get free ink. I don't get free ink. It's a tax write-off. So, it's all good. The let's see. Look at the charts from one day, like always. Yeah, yeah. Yep. Yeah, yeah. Yep. Yeah. I keep them close to me. You know, like a lot of people, especially when I share charts and stuff, they definitely like you know, a lot of well, one a lot of people don't understand my charting. You know, they don't understand the verbiage, they don't understand what the heck I'm looking at and accumulation, distribution, what the heck that is, you know, but you know, it's you know, again, if I could say anything, it's I was everyone that's starting to learn this, I was right there in February. All right. You know, I came from a standard retail mindset of like break and retest. So if you guys haven't been on my YouTube, definitely subscribe because you'll get notification when I upload new videos because I'll do like case studies and stuff like that. But if you're new, I would highly recommend it because I'm going to take it down probably like in a week or two. The Wyckoff introduction book that or Wyckoff introduction video. It's about 3 hours. I would definitely recommend you watch it. All right. Yeah, yeah. It's taxable. Yeah. It's not like Europe, man. I get taxed for my trading. So I got to get all the write-offs I can do, man. What's what's the tax rate? Be honest, I have no idea what the tax rate is. I know it's not capital gain, so it's not the 26%. But it's close to it. I think it's like 18% or something like that. So yeah, yeah. Um, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, no, yeah, I was a little higher than the 11K. So I'm in the higher tax bracket. um, yeah, yeah, yeah. I do have, yeah, I have an offshore account too, but the tax man comes after you, man, if you have those offshore accounts, man. So, you know, it is what it is. Any other questions before I go? I know there's still a bunch of people on here. Awesome, awesome. Yeah. Again, if you're not in the Discord group, jump in there because you know we do give some good information on it. Um, and a lot of those guys will help. You know, they don't mind helping people. All right. Awesome, awesome. Perfect, perfect. All right. Well, that being said, listen, guys, I'll catch everyone later. All right. I'm gonna hit the sack. I will be up tomorrow. Um, and I will catch you guys later, man. Enjoy.